Big up everyone. Hope we are all doing well. The Liverpool Prophet back again with another match preview. So the Champions League is back, everyone. The UCL action will return tomorrow night and Wednesday night. And it is that time of the year again. Actually, it's that time of the season again where the Champions League round of 16 and the knockout stages start to commence. Some interesting ties, some very, very interesting ties. Obviously, Liverpool will take on Galatasaray away from home in Turkey for the first leg. Some other games, Real Madrid versus Manchester City, should be very interesting. Obviously, these two play pretty much every year at this point. It's become standard, but that'll be interesting. A rematch of the Club World Cup final. Paris Saint-Germain will take on Chelsea. Obviously, Chelsea now under a different manager, so we'll see how that goes. Atletico Madrid versus Tottenham, another game that will be pretty interesting. Should be interesting. Arsenal versus Bayer Leverkusen, Newcastle versus Barcelona. So there's some interesting round of 16 ties and some good games that as a neutral, obviously you look out for the Liverpool game being a Liverpool supporter, but as a neutral, I can actually sit back and enjoy other games too and watch them as I have no affiliation to them, those clubs. But that is for another day. We are here to discuss and talk about Liverpool's trip to Galatasaray tomorrow. The first leg, we go away from home to Turkey to take on Galatasaray. As I didn't realize how good they were until we actually played them, but they're a very, very good side, very well oiled, and will cause us problems. So before we get into it, do drop a like on the video, sub to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions ahead of the game tomorrow as well down below in the comments. But yeah, Galatasaray versus Liverpool away from home in Turkey. Right. Interestingly, we've already played Galatasaray this season. In case a lot of you have forgotten, but at the beginning of the year, we actually played them in the whole league format thing. It was the second game we played in the UCL, away from home as well, and we actually lost 1-0 on the night. To be fair, Liverpool are probably in a better position now than we were then. At the time when that happened, a lot of our signings hadn't gelled. We had issues going on, etc. So we lost on the night. They were better than us. We gotta hold our hands up. Galatasaray thoroughly deserved that victory the first time around we played them. We were completely off it on the night. Again, Galatasaray scored a goal, sat in a low block, and Liverpool just didn't have a clue. We didn't have a clue how to get around it. Um, the atmosphere was electric in that game. The atmosphere in their ground was absolutely electric in that first game that we played earlier this season. It completely swallowed our players up. I genuinely believe that we completely crumbled under that atmosphere. Before the game, the night before the game, actually, the Galatasaray fans were actually, I believe, outside the hotel where our players were staying, letting off fireworks. Just an intimidation technique. And it obviously worked because Liverpool rocked up the next day to the game completely shell-shocked, completely just off it. We were completely off it. I think we did. I think we got overwhelmed, if I'm being honest. I think when we played them first time around, we got overwhelmed, which I don't like because we let them have their way. We let them have their way. But their fans are amazing. Amazing fan base. Amazing atmosphere in their ground. It is electric in there. You know what I'm saying? It can be very hostile as well. And of course, they have a very good team on the pitch as well. So it's never an easy game against Galatasaray, as we found out earlier on when we played them in the season. We were always going to get a rematch, to be fair. It was either going to be we draw Galatasaray home and away, so we play them again, or we were going to get a rematch against Atletico Madrid. Now, Atletico Madrid drew Tottenham, so we ended up drawing Galatasaray. Either way, we were going to get a rematch, so it is what it is. As for the game this time around, like I said, I think Liverpool are in a better position now than we were then. I think we were a lot worse off then. Now we've kind of, I'd say, weathered the storm. We've kind of weathered the storm. Our players have integrated into the team a lot better. So we're in a better position. However, we're still not great. Let's be totally honest. Liverpool are still not great at the moment. We're very inconsistent, people. We are so inconsistent. It is unreal. Um, you lose to Wolves in the league 2-1 last Tuesday. A shocking result. Again, we shouldn't have lost. We should have won, but we lose to bottom of the table Wolves. And then a couple of days before that, you go and score 5 past West Ham at home and you look absolutely great. We've been very hit and miss. You know what I'm saying? You slap up Newcastle at home 4-1, but then you go and lose to Bournemouth. You know what I'm saying? We're so hit and miss. We're so inconsistent. One week we look good. Another week we look absolutely shell-shocked. A worry for me is that we're halfway through the season. We're over halfway through the season. We're reaching towards the end of it, to be fair. And a lot of our team on the pitch kind of look like they've never played with each other. Now, I know I say we've gelled and we have to an extent, but there's still times where on the pitch, a lot of our players look like complete strangers, like they've never played with each other, which is very, very, very odd in my opinion. But nonetheless, inconsistency is a big, big issue at Liverpool at the moment. And it's the reason why I'm still very, very cautious and a little bit worried that we won't make the top five because I feel inconsistency is an issue. And our last four games, like I said, on paper look very, very difficult. So we've got issues, you know what I'm saying? And we need to kind of work through it and find a way to get some consistency going in all competitions that we're still in, FA Cup, Premier League, and the Champions League. A positive note is that Liverpool in the Champions League this year have actually been relatively solid. While in the league, we've been hit and miss, very, very hit and miss in the league. You know, 1 week we're winning, 1 week we're losing, another week we're drawing. Very hit and miss in the league. In the Champions League, however, I think we've been relatively good. Now, barring the Galatasaray 1-0 loss we had earlier in the season, and barring the 4-1 defeat at home to PSV Eindhoven, our Champions League performances for me have been relatively solid. We've looked good. We've looked up for the games, which is a positive. Atletico Madrid opening night, we won 3-2. Again, we weren't great, but we got the win. Week 3, who did we play in week 3 again? I can't remember off the top of my head. Was it week 3? I believe week 3 was when we played PSV Eindhoven, if I'm correct, and we lost. But yeah, we lost that one. Week 4, went away to Inter Milan, put in a solid performance and won 1-0 deservingly. So, played Marseille, won 3-0 away at Marseille. Marseille, who are on paper supposed to be a good side, went there, won 3-0 with relative ease, and played well too. And then, of course, the final batch before the round of 16 commenced and the playoff commenced was the game against Karabakh where we won 6-0. So, I don't know what it is about the Champions League this season, but Liverpool just seem a lot more fired up and motivated for UCL games than we are for Premier League games. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's the atmosphere, if it's just that Champions League feeling or whatever it is, but we're so much more motivated and on it in the UCL. Now that's been a thing for Liverpool traditionally, a lot down the years as well. Let's be totally honest. Down the years, you know, before Jurgen came around, Liverpool weren't really doing much in the league. You know what I'm saying? It used to be United, Arsenal, Chelsea, these lot. We weren't really part of that. You know, while we were still the biggest club in England, we were kind of a sleeping giant in the league at that time. But in the Champions League, we got joy. We won it in 2005. Year after that, got to the final again. But of course, there was no repeat of the year before. But in Europe, we've always been a problem for teams. Always. If we're having a bad season in the Premier League, I always look to Europe and think, you know what, can we salvage our season in Europe? You know, can we have a good European Champions League campaign? Can we go deep in it? Can we even win it? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Champions League Liverpool, a different Liverpool to the league, the Liverpool we see in the league. So this leads the question now: how's the game going to go tomorrow? I don't know. The first time around, Galatasaray low blocked us and made it hard. This time around, it's a completely different game, completely different circumstances. It's a round of 16. It's a knockout. It's tied. They have to go for it. So I think this one will be a bit more open, and both teams will get space and enjoy a lot more. Again, Galatasaray are going to be up for it. They're going to be up for it. Their ground's going to be electric again. Their fans are going to be electric again. And we have to learn from the previous time we went there. I feel we got intimidated last time around. I feel we let them have their way. This time, we have to learn from that. Block all the outside noise out and just go there and play ball. Because if we play ball, if we're on it, I have every belief that we can go there and win. But it won't be easy. Like I said, it won't be easy. Some standout players they have, obviously Victor Osimhen, the main guy, the striker for them, he's going to be an issue. So Van Dijk and Konate have to be on it. Leroy Sané, another player, didn't do well at Bayern, but we know how good he was at City. Looks like he's having a decent time at Galatasaray as well. You got Mauro Icardi there as well. Obviously, another good player. A couple other players in there that are good. So we're not a crap team. They are not a crap team. And if you're not on it, they will cause you problems and they can put you to the sword. Just look what they did to Juventus at home. Absolutely wiped the floor with Juventus at home, beat them by 5-2, and deservingly so. So that just shows what can happen away at a ground like that, against a team like that, with the way the atmosphere is. If you go 1-0 down and you crumble, they can really, really, really put the hurt on you. You know what I'm saying? So we've got to be on it. And I've got my fingers crossed we are. Team news for the game. Now, in my preview on TikTok, I did a predicted lineup and everything. But it looks like Alisson Becker is unavailable for this game, so Ali won't be available. He hasn't travelled with the team due to an injury now. I'm not sure if it's a big injury or if it's just a minor knock and he'll be back for Sunday. But unfortunately, by the looks of it, there's no Alisson for tomorrow's game, which is a bit of a miss for me. I've just got my fingers crossed that it's not anything long term and it's just a little knock and he'll be available again for Sunday. But we'll have to wait and see what the medical team and the manager come out and say about it in the press conference, which I believe is later on today. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so there's no Alisson, which will mean Mohamed will be in the sticks. And again, in a one-off game, I've got no issue with him playing in the sticks in a one-off game, of course. But if he has to, if he's forced to play a sustainable amount of games, like a 4, 5, 6, 7 games in a row, that's when I kind of worry. So for this game, as long as it's a one-off, I've got no issue with Mohamed Ashvili. However, with the players they've got that can hurt us, I'd feel a lot more confident and comfortable if Ali was between the sticks. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I think team news is good. Everyone else should be available. Obviously, we've had Frimpong come back recently. Wirtz is back as well. Wirtz is a weird one because I didn't think Wirtz would be available for the Wolves game in the FA Cup tie. From what I read, he was going to miss both, but he came on off the bench, so he's available and back. So he should be available for tomorrow, which is good, and for the game on Sunday as well. It's a big week coming up for us. You know, it's a big week. The Champions League first leg round of 16. Sorry, people. What am I on about? The Champions League round of 16, first leg for us tomorrow, away from home. And then on Sunday, we take on Spurs at Anfield, where we have to bounce back after the Wolves defeat. So, ideally, you want 2 wins from the next 2 games, but we know football can move mad. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like this. As long as we don't lose tomorrow's game, just don't lose at their ground. Because if we lose, say we lose 1-0, 2-1, or even worse, it'll be a bit of a mountain to climb at Anfield because they will low block it. You know what I'm saying? So if we don't lose tomorrow, if we can get a draw, you know what I'm saying? If we can even sneak a win, great. We snuck a win against Paris Saint-Germain away from home, round of 16 tie last season. If we can do something similar, great. But if we can scrape a draw 1-1 or 2-2, I'll take it because while a lot of people will say their ground is hostile, their ground can swallow you up, they can intimidate you, we can do the exact same thing to them when we play them at Anfield. You know what I'm saying? We can do the exact same thing. You know, we can intimidate them at Anfield. We can make them our bitches at Anfield. Pause. But yeah, just don't lose tomorrow's game. You know what I'm saying? Get a point, and then I trust us in the reverse leg at home with our fans, in our ground, in our stadium, on the European night to get the job done over them. So just don't lose. If we lose, it'll be a problem. But if we lose 1-0, 2-1, I wouldn't be too nervous because I still think we could turn it over. As long as we don't go there and get absolutely swarmed and smashed, I'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? I say Galatasaray are a good team, but they're not a great side. You know what I'm saying? I think we got an okay draw here. You know, I think the main reason they are so good is because of their atmosphere in their home ground. You know what I'm saying? The home ground, the away tie against Galatasaray is always the hard one because of the fans, the environment, the atmosphere. I feel like when they go away from home, they're not really saying much, let's be honest. So as long as you deal with them away from home, you've got no issue with them at home, I feel. So that's what Liverpool need to do going into this game. Squad wise, we're okay other than Alisson. So, you know, if we play our first team and we run it, I believe we can go there and get the win. So if we win the first leg, even better, because then we've got an advantage going into the second leg. They have to come out and chase us, which will give us more space in the second leg and more room to play. So either way, just hoping we get a good result tomorrow. Just get a good result and we'll see what happens in the second leg. Other than that, people, it's going to be an interesting week, not just Liverpool-wise. Obviously, I'm interested in our game, but I'm interested to see the other games too. Madrid City, very interested to see what happens there. Paris Saint-Germain, Chelsea, interested to see what happens there. Even Atletico Madrid, Tottenham, and Newcastle, Barcelona, I'm interested to see those ties there as well. I do feel the winner of the competition will come from our side of the draw. So on our side, you've got us, City, Barcelona, Bayern, sorry, not Barcelona, Madrid. I think the winner comes from our side, not the other side. The other side is the easier side. You know what I'm saying? The likes where Barcelona, Tottenham, Arsenal, they're all on the other side, which is the easier side. So yeah, even if we advance over 2 legs here, in the quarterfinals, we're going to play either Paris Saint-Germain or Chelsea, which will be tough. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what we have tomorrow, man. Let's see what we can bring to the table. Well, I wanted to give you guys my predicted lineup for tomorrow's game now. to share the screen with you guys, give you guys what I think the lineup will look like tomorrow. Yep, hopefully you guys should be able to see this. Let me just get rid of that. So yeah, this is what I think, or this is how I think the manager will line the team up tomorrow. So just to run you guys through it, of course. In goal, like I said, I did have Allison in my goal in the preview that I did on TikTok, but since then, it's come to my attention that he is out and he won't be available. So obviously, Mohammed will be in the sticks for this game. Again, in a one-off game, I've got no issue with him playing. But if he has to play a sustained amount of time, that's when I kind of worry. But for this game, Mohamed in goal, no issues. You know what I'm saying? As long as he's not playing for the next 4, 5, 6 games, it's all good. So yeah, Gio in goal. Moving to right back, I'm gonna go with Jeremy Frimpong. It's a big game away from home. You know what I'm saying? It's a big, big game. Let's not experiment with players. Let's not do Jones right back, Soberslide right back. Not in a game like this, you know what I'm saying? So let's just play a right back in a right back's position. So I'd go with Jeremy Frimpong playing off the right hand side for this one. Centre back pairing, Virgil and Ibu, of course. They've got a big task tomorrow. Osman is going to be a nuisance. He's going to be a problem. So Virgil and Ibu really needs to be on it. And they really need to try and lock him out the game. Left back, it will be Milos Kerkez, I think. In the double pivot, here's where I made a change. I've gone with Gravenberch and Soberslide. Again, it's a big game. We need players. We need the players playing on the pitch who are on form. McAllister, he's not been on form recently. He has not been on form. And Soberslide has. And I'd love to see Soberslide for once actually playing in his natural position. You know, this season we've seen him at right back. We've seen him off the right wing. We've seen him as the 10. But his natural position, as we all know, is the 8. He plays in the 8. So I'd play him in this game next to Gravenberch as a double pivot. I think, again, Mac has not been on it. So, and Soberslide has been on it. We know he's been on it. So I'd play Sobo in the double pivot next to Gravenberch for this game. And I'm excited to see what happens if this is the case. Off the right-hand side, it is going to be Mohamed Salah. Look, it's a knockout game on the big stage of world football in the Champions League. Maybe, just maybe, this is where Mohamed Salah may rise and show his level and show what he's all about once again. Maybe, just maybe. Either way, look, he's going to play. We know he's going to play. There's no way he doesn't. The manager would be crazy to bench him in a game like this. You know what I'm saying? Salah, he might not be playing well in the game, but he'll always bag us goals. He's always good for a goal or two. And that, for me, is what counts at the end of the day. So, whether people like it or not, Salah is going to be playing off the right wing and he's going to start. In the 10, it will be Florian Wirtz. Happy to see Wirtz back. Like I said, didn't expect him to be available as soon as he was, but he's back, which is big. Very, very big. So I think he will be playing in the 10. Off the left, it will be Cody Gakpo, I believe. Now, if the manager goes with Gakpo for this game, I'd actually agree with him for once because I know a lot of people say Rio, but look, this is a big stage in European football, Champions League knockout stage round. It's a ground that's hostile, very, very hostile, can be very, very, it can really swarm a player up. And a player like Rio, who is good, but he's still a youngster, you don't want to be throwing someone like Rio and Gomorrah with his age into a game like this. I feel like it's just putting a lamb out to slaughter. You know what I'm saying? It could really eat him up. It could just swarm him being younger and inexperienced. So for this one, I think the correct decision is to play Cody Gakpo off the left wing. By all means, bring Rio on as a sub, etc. But don't start him because it could be a disaster and it could go south very, very quick. So Gakpo for left. Then up top as the striker, it will be, in my opinion, Hugo Ekitike. Actually, I say my opinion, it will be Hugo because Isak is still unavailable. Last time out, I think it was actually Hugo who started, Isak who started this game when we lost 1-0 earlier in the season. But anyway, with him still out, it is going to be Hugo playing down the centre as our striker. So yeah, that's my team, people, for tomorrow's game against Galatasaray, as you can see right there. If we're on it, if we bring our A game, I've got no doubt that we can go there and win, especially with the players we have out on the pitch, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's only if we bring our A game, and it's only if we're on it from minute 1 to the end. Otherwise, we're in for a rough night, you know what I'm saying? We are in for a rough night. So yeah, that's the team, people, that I've gone with, as you can see right there. And yeah, bring on the round of 16, man. bring on the round of 16. So let me just get that off the screen. X that there. And yeah, so that's my thoughts and feelings ahead of tomorrow's game, people. There, of course, is my predicted lineup as well. As for my score prediction, obviously, look, it's 2 legs. I'll give my score prediction for the second leg, of course, when the second leg comes around. But for this leg, I'm gonna go with a. It's hard to predict. I said just don't lose, get a point, preferably a win. But I think we'll get a point here, and for me, that will do. A point will do in this leg because it's away from home. At home, I trust us to deal with it. So I think this will be an interesting game. It will be a good game, but I'm gonna go with a 1-1. I'm going to go with the scoreline of Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 1 for this first leg. And then we'll see what happens in the second leg at Anfield. As long as we don't lose, you know what I'm saying, just don't lose the game. We can take it back to Anfield and deal with them from there. But yeah, I think this will be a good game. I can see any result. I can see us going there winning. I can see a draw. I can see them winning. But I'm going to go with a 1-1. I hope we've learnt from the last time around when we went there earlier in the season. So I'm hoping we've learnt there. But yeah, I'm going to go with a score draw. And for Liverpool to take it back to Anfield with an advantage being at home. But yeah, that's my thoughts and feelings ahead of the game. Obviously, there was my predicted lineup and, of course, my score prediction there. I'm going 1-1. But yeah, people, let me know your thoughts and feelings ahead of tomorrow's game. Do you guys think we'll win the game? Do you guys see us advancing overall? How do you feel? How do you guys think the manager lines up? Let me know everything down below. Of course, drop a like on the video if you haven't already done so. Sub to the channel, all of that. But yeah, people, that is it for today. I'll be back in about 40 minutes with a live stream discussing more about the game with the people as well. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with a watch long, and then after the watch long, my match reaction. So yeah, stay tuned, people. But for now, Liverpool profit out. Speak to you all soon. Big up to everyone. Chat to you all very, 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 very shortly. See you in a bit. Bye for now. Peace.